Hi, this is Charity, and I wanted to show y'all two different methods that I use for speeding up a ribbing. I'm going to show you in my example here a knit 2 purl 2 on a sock loom. One of the methods can be used on any loom, and the other is fairly specific to a sock loom. So I'm going to show you just how a normal knit 2 purl 2. It's just going to knit purl, purl, and this can get quite time consuming, especially when you're dealing with these tiny little stitches for a sock loom. So I wanted a way to try to speed that up, and I came up with two different ways. One will help you speed up just about any knit 2 purl 2, and the other again is fairly specific to the sock loom. So the first one I'm going to show you will help you with any of your knit 2 purl 2s. I don't have mine marked. I'm just doing a little 12 swatch sample here, and it's knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. So I'm going to start with and I'm doing a flat knit. This method will also work with an E-wrap, and I'll show you how on another pass. But first we're going to do the flat knit. So you purl, purl, just like normal. Now normally I would lay my yarn across and knit here, but I'm just going to lay it across. I'm going to go on to my next purl stitch. This does two things. It keeps me from getting confused because I'm doing all my purl stitches at once, but it also helps mark my pegs so that I know which one I'm knitting and which one I'm purling. So I'm here at the end. I'm going to knit, and of course normally on a sock loom you are, or you know, for a sock you'll be knitting in the round, but again I'm just doing a little sample. So you'll come back, purl, purl. Now you're here to your 2 knit stitches, so just knit your prior row, place the yarn in front. You're not pulling this taut, you're leaving it, you're just laying it across. Here we are again. And purl. Obviously this method would not work with a U-wrap or with a traditional knit stitch. However, it does work well with the flat knit or an E-wrap. In the E-wrap you would do the same thing. You would go ahead and knit over your prior row, and then instead of just laying it flat, you would just E-wrap and leave them there and purl. And we're going to knit over, and you would just E-wrap. in Purl, and you would be amazed at how much this speeds up the process, and it really does help you keep track of what you're doing. So if you set it down in the middle of your row or anything, or if you don't like marking your stitches, this is a great way for it to mark for you. I accidentally went ahead and knit that off because I got confused. Okay, so I mentioned there was a way fairly specific to a sock loom. This really speeds things up once you get the hang of it. The first thing, this is a crochet hook with a very, I don't know if I can get it to focus, very tiny head on it. This is a size 0 crochet hook, and I have put a nice big handle on it because my hand cramps up when I do this for very long with it, when it's tiny like it comes. Okay, so going to E-wrap. Now here's your purl stitch, and you're going to take with your hook part facing the peg. You're going to put that right down there in that groove and just scoop up the yarn. And then you'll turn it to facing away from the peg and lift your knit stitch over. Turn it back towards the peg. Scoop up your yarn. And you can, once you get skilled at this, do it all in one fell swoop, where you can lift it off and put it back on with just your one hand. I've got a camera in between me and the loom, and I'm in kind of an awkward position, so I can't really do that right now. But you definitely can once you practice just a bit at it. And this really moves things right along on these tiny little sock looms. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with that one right there. And again, you would just go back the same way. Grab it, lift it. Put it back on. And if you're not comfortable with the crochet hook method, or if you don't have a crochet hook, I've tried with several sizes. I personally like the 0 the best. Size 0 is in a steel crochet hook, which again would be why it would kind of hurt my hand after a while. I've also tried size 1 and 2, and I don't find that they work quite as well with this tiny yarn, and they don't fit in the groove, so I would have a more difficult time grabbing hold and lifting it over. So those are my tips for you to speed up a knit 1, purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, any stitch where you're really alternating between the knit and the purl quite a bit, especially on a sock loom. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Bye-bye.